Hello there and welcome back to Carl and Debbie Trains. Today I've got something special. I've got the Accurascale Class 31 to review. She's just finished running in, so we can have a look at her in a second. But not only that, we've actually got a Bachmann 31 to have a look at as well. Hey, how's that? It's now a comparison video. But wait, there's more. How about the Hornby one as well? So we've got three 31s to have a look at here, from the very latest Accurascale to very recent Hornby and Bachmann releases as well. I'm going to put them through their paces, have a look at the details, but I'm mostly focusing on the Accurascale today. So let's see. Okay, you can see all Class 31s now on the layout. We've got the Accurascale, the Bachmann and the Hornby. Now I must tell you, I don't own any of these locos. They've been lent to me by Nick, a dear friend of mine. So I can review these. I'm going to be careful with them. They're valuable anyway. But I just want to make it clear that I don't own these as such. The other thing is, because I'm going to be showing clips of all three of these at different stages, at different points, I'm going to put up little A, B and H for each manufacturer, just so you can keep in track. But to be honest, I've seen all three of these already. You won't be disappointed with any of them. They're all fabulous. But we'll have a closer look at everything. So enjoy. Okay, so here we are again with the three 30s, or 31s as they are. So Accurascale, Bachmann and Hornby. Now the Accurascale, she was manufactured in 2025 and she is Accurascale's second batch. This is the Bachmann one, which was done in 2024, and then the Hornby version that was done in 2023. So they're all incredibly recent models. In real life, there were 263 of these produced, and 36 of them have actually made it into preservation, so they're quite easy to find on a heritage railway somewhere near you. Okay, let's have a look at what you get inside the Accurascale box. And typically with Accurascale it's quite a lot. The box itself is extremely large, as they always are, and the foam padding is really chunky, so there's no chance of any damage. That's really good. Couple of warnings to start with. These are on the top. So if you're running analog DC, as I am here, you need to make sure these settings are on for your operational. We checked these and they were set correctly for what we needed, but don't rely on that. Always double check. You don't want to blow any of these fancy electronics. So, and obviously if you're using DCC, then obviously you need a different setting. So the paperwork, first bit is the Accurascale details about its loco. So there's maintenance, everything else. You've got your explode diagram, and then you've got all the parts and how they are fitted on both ends. And there's a QR code, so I presume there's more information there. Really good. And extra information on the back as well. So even fit in the crew, but you don't get the crew in the box. So the next thing we've got is just information about the classes. I've not had time to read through all of this yet. It's extensive, as it always is with Accurascale. Really nice to keep. You've got stickers of all the different head codes. So there's already head codes on the loco, but you can replace them. And probably more importantly, the meanings of each, if you don't know them off by heart. So I certainly don't. Next thing we've got, so this loco supports loc sound. I think that's how I'm pronouncing it correctly. So it's got all the functions for that. Unfortunately, I'm only analog, so I can't test any of it. And then looking at the details, so you're getting your snow ploughs, and then all the extra piping, and then there's a few little extra bits for like little grills that I have no idea about. If you're using your tension locks, you're probably not able to fit a lot of this. But it would look fabulous should you do that. Okay, taking a look inside the Bachmann 3031 class. It's got detailed instructions on how to fit all the bits you need, including the decoder, of course. You've got all your pipe work along the front. There's even the snow ploughs you can fit. And looking at the details, everything is just black detail. So if you want like your snow ploughs, you may have to paint them yourselves. There's no headboards on these, and it's just all the extra pipe work you see on the front. There's also some extra bits along the edge, which you can fit as well, and there's other settings you can do at the front. Okay, let's have a look what you get in the Hornby box. So you've got the paper instructions. They give you details on fitting the couplings that, well, you have to, they don't come attached. We've got the disc codes, you've got all the gubbins at the front, and also how to take the loco apart and all the usual stuff. So that's really good, and how to fit the chip. The extras you get in the box. So the couplings and the coupling mounts, well, I'm going to fit those in a minute, so I needed to show you those first. And then you get all the extras that you can attach on the front. But if you're using the tension couplings, you probably won't put too much on. Probably, it's entirely up to you. So you can see here, you just got the little pocket for the NEM pockets to fit in, and then all the rest. It's got these little housings along the front. Interestingly, you've got the disc codes, you've got the pure white ones here, and then the half black ones as well. So I'm going to carefully put those back in the box. Okay, so this is the Accurascale close up. Just going to crawl through so you can see some of the detail on here. As you can see, very well detailed. Presume we've got sprung buffers. Yep, we do. These extra pipe work down here that aren't visible on the other two locos. She's been operating pretty well. Nice slow crawls, no problem. That was less than 50% speed, so she can move when she needs to. Okay, so here we've got the Bachmann on the track. I'm just going to move her forward. Bring her back. She's not as smooth as the Accurascale, but she's still responsive enough. Okay, so here's the Hornby. Again, really nicely Okay, it's now twilight in the world of Kensington, and I want to show you the lighting features you get on these models. So to start with, we've got the Accurascale. Now she only has the headboard that lights up, there's no forward facing lights, but when she's going away from us, we do get a pair of tail lights, and that's as it should be out the box. Okay, so same lighting test, but this time it's with the Bachmann. And you can see, we get the headboards but no front lights, and when she's moving away from us, we get the red tail lights. Same again, this time it's Hornby. So you get in the 4 headlights, and there's no head code because there is no head code box. And you get the 2 tail lights when she's moving away from us. Okay, one small problem I found with the Hornby loco is when you fit your tension couplings, is they are drooping a lot. The first time I had this, it actually caught on the track just enough to clip it up. It just seemed to droop a little bit. So it's probably okay going forwards, and probably going to be okay once I've got a wagon on. But it's going to be interesting to see if they hook up without any trouble. You can see there, that's not helpful. So this is the Accurascale wagon, brand new, and it's just not engaging even when it's crossing over. Okay, so now same test with Accurascale. You can see that's perfect height within an Accurascale wagon, so fair enough. Okay, so here we are close up on the Accurascale 31. Now straight away you can see we've got metal hand railings down here which are fitted beautifully. There's even like an indentation with a little door handle there, and that works really well. Looking at the bogie, you've got these highlighted piping sections. Now you can see these pipe works on the Bachmann, but they're not painted and they're not as refined, and you can't really tell on the Hornby. But the bogie detail down here is far more detailed than all the others, which is really good. Got nice grills here and blacked out windows, little vents which are pretty good. And switching around to the other end. So over here, these these footrail steps to go up, and the detail around here is all better on the Bachmann. You've got this printed logo here, which is really fine detail, and the logos at the front as well. There's no faults here. There's nothing wrong. The grill's really nicely done. You've got this indentation here as well, and you can see there is some cab detail in there, which is really good. A bit more closer inspection on the top here. You can see we've got the grill where the fan is. The fan doesn't work. It doesn't work for any of them. But the mesh here is really fine and it works well. And then there's all the other extra detail. The detail is finer on this Accurascale than the others. And a final look at the front. You've got your spring buffers, fitted couplings. There's plenty of extras you can fit in as the extra pipe work. You've got lovely printed logos and these extra kind of, not railings, but handrails you can just make out there. And there's even the windscreen wipers as well. Alright, the next thing I want to show you with the Accurascale is this plate here on the very top. It's the cover plate for where the chip lives. So it's got two magnets on, so it's kind of sealed really well, so it won't just fall off. But it also means there's a bit of resistance when you pop it off. So I've been going in at the side and just getting a knife to it and just holding it in. So there you can see the two magnets. So looking inside, so this is obviously where the chip is, and then just down here you've got the switches you need to set before you can operate, or at least check that they're correct. And then of course when it goes back in, it just clips in place. So here's the Bachmann. Again, you've got these metal handrails and a little metal door handle. There's not much in the way of detail inside the cab. I don't think you can tell either way. You've got these grills at the front, extra handrails on the front as well. Sprung buffers, of course. You've got the extra symbols and motifs on place. The great thing about the Bachmann here is you've got a little bit of see-through on these windows where you can just make out there's like a corridor behind it. And then you've got the grills here, which are good. And swing back around, show the other end. Again, everything's here is the same. And again, you've got a little bit of see-through on these windows, which is a nice little treat. Okay, looking at the front of the loco, you've got windscreen wipers, there's those extra handrails which I spoke of, and you've got the room for all the extra pipe work should you want it. And it looks rather nice. Just looking at the top of the Bachmann, the bit where this wins is this grill here. It's just a little bit finer than the Accurascale. It just gives a better impression, and also the fan is red, so it stands out really well. But all the other moulding around here, it's just not as crisp. Other than that, you wouldn't tell. You wouldn't notice the difference. Okay, so here's the Hornby version. Same again, you got the metal handrails down here, they're all fitted really well. There is a door handle. Oh, it does look like a metal piece in there on the actual door handle itself, and of course these doors open. The detailing around the bogie isn't as much as the other versions. And the windows are blacked out again, just like the Accurascale. And on this end, you've got these steps going up to the roof. They're a little bit, they're not as refined. They're perfect for what they do, but just not as refined as the Accurascale. And again, the moulding on top is just not as refined. Taking a quick look at the fan, the mesh is fine. It's just Accurascale slightly better, and the Bachmann is still slightly better on top of that. And I guess the other change here is this plate here. It's kind of open on the other two and not on this one. And now just taking a quick look at the front, there is no extra rails like we had on the others. The handrails, I think they are. You got the sprung buffers, of course, and you've got the windscreen wipers, but these are in a slightly different place. And you can fit the extra codes, the head codes, if you wish, as well. And again, you've got all the details you can add if you want to. Okay, so I hope you enjoyed that. These 31 classes are really nice. I've got a cat in here. I didn't realise I had one. I think if you've got any of these, you're going to be happy. There's nothing critical wrong. I mean, the drooping coupling on the Hornby, it's a slight issue. But other than that, they're all perfect. They look like a 31. They run well. But to choose, the Accurascale wins through and through. She operates better on the track. She runs smoother. Told you I had a cat. And at £139, which is the standard price for an Accurascale locomotive, I think it's really, really good. You won't be disappointed. But even if you end up getting the Hornby or the Bachmann, I think you're going to be happy anyway. You'll only really notice the differences if you physically have them side by side like I have. So maybe if you do want a fleet, try and keep them within all one brand, and then yeah, you won't notice as much. So please take care everyone, thanks again for watching, enjoy the last couple of clips, and this is Misty saying goodbye.